Hi, my loves. How is everybody this fine Saturday? Let's wait for some people to hop on. I don't know why my lips look Barbie girl pink. That's hysterical. So I got a question. I'm going to wait for a couple people to hop on. I'm going to hang out for a second. But I got a question about phone lines and what I think that prison wives, family members, people on the outside should be cautious about. Hi, Thomasetta. Should be cautious. That's a tongue twister already. Should be cautious about when talking on jail phones, prison phones, or even emails, on anything monitored. I think that this should be a discussion, and I decided to answer this live and not make it a pre-recorded, edited video because I figured it would be awesome if you guys with experience could also add your experience, your expertise, and your thoughts. So hello to everybody hopping on. I'm not going to waste too much time saying hello to you guys individually, but know that I love and cherish every single one of you. And I think, ooh, it's raining out and I just slipped. Sorry, I'm sitting in the car with my sneaker slipped. You're new. Hi, Pamela. Welcome. So we are, I think, down to 90 subscribers left before we hit 10K. And I am just hoping and praying that we make it before the end of 2019. So if you're not already subscribed, I would absolutely love that. Absolutely love that, because it was my goal to reach 10,000 subscribers in the year 2019 before it's over. And I was told by people, prison wives don't deserve that. Prison wives will never get that. Prison wives or family members don't deserve that voice. And it is my mission in life to prove people wrong when they tell me that I can't do something. So if you're not already subscribed, I would absolutely love if you would just hit that subscribe button, and then also if you are subscribed and you don't want to miss a future video or when I go live, just ding that notification bell. Last up, if you can give this video a thumbs up, if you're already subscribed, there's another way that you can help me out, and YouTube will share the video so we could get more subscribers, we could get our voices heard, I can help coach more people, and we could hit our goals together. For anyone else, because I am in the Target parking lot and I don't always get the greatest reception here, so if it's choppy, can go on a little vacation and we together and we can move across the crazy parking lot. So does anybody else have, it keeps skipping. Okay, so it looks like it's for more than one person. So you guys, sorry about my hand over there. We're gonna go on a little field trip together. I just put the phone in the vent holder so it doesn't fall. So give me a second. Please don't worry about me. I am all hands free and I'm only in the parking lot. We are just going on a field trip across the parking lot so we can get a little bit better connection. So let's just see if moving over here helps. We'll just keep moving around the parking lot until we can find some connection. Yeah. Okay, is this better? Somebody tell me in the comments if we are in a better spot, if it keeps skipping still. If better connection, yay. Okay, so let's put you guys back up here so you don't just see half my head, because that's no fun. The best is I'm like, I'm not going to welcome everybody and say hi so we don't lose time, don't waste time. And here I am driving across the parking lot, but it's fun. It's like adventure. It's almost like a vlog. Okay, I saw Ariel said something that everybody's yaying about, so let's just... Guess what? One of my bestie's husbands won his appeal after 15 years. He had a life sentence. He's coming home. Yay! Congratulations. So definitely keep hope in your hearts for everyone else's loved ones to come home. I love that. Can we get thumbs up? Can we get likes for that? That's amazing, Era. I am so happy for your friend. Please give her love for and from all of us. Okay, so let's talk about the topic at hand. What to talk about, what to not talk about, what to be careful of when you talk on monitored jail phone lines, prison phone lines, email, JPay, core links, which is just the email systems in different facilities, or if your state has some messaging system that is different than JPay or core links, or on the telephone. So first of all, I would not talk about any other inmate by name, because that's going to get you flagged. I would either talk about them by code or by some sort of characteristic that will define them, or their jail name. So, and I wouldn't even necessarily use their jail name. Like, we had a really good friend who's out now, we call Cracker, but I would never email Adam about Cracker while Cracker was inside, because they know who he is. That's in his file usually. But what we do is talk about his friend Big D. That sounds funny. But he has a friend whose name starts with a D who's tall, and he has a friend whose name starts with a D who's short and young. So we have Big D, we have Little D, we have Big J, we have the Pizza Man because his last name sounds very similar to a famous pizzeria in our area. We have one of Adam's friends used to call him Mr. Knee because he tore his ACL years ago. So when she kept him in touch with another friend, she called him Mr. Knee. And then we have sometimes people that call him the Professor. It's no big deal that I say these now because nobody's using these names. But things like that. You don't want to call inmates out by name because remember, it's getting monitored. So that's a little bit dry snitching, first of all. And second of all, that can get you flagged and then they're going to watch what you're saying. I especially would never talk about staff members by name. So he'll tell me, I'm just making up a letter, Mrs. Z said X, Y, and Z. He'll never come out and say Mrs. Zafadopoulos. I'm just making up a name. That could be nobody's name. Because that will be an automatic flag. And then Mrs. Zafalopoulos, just making up a name, I've never heard of anybody named Zafalopoulos, that's why I made it up, will get a ping to her email box, and she will get, at least in core links that I'm aware of, she will get that message delivered directly to her inbox so she could read it. So you don't want to talk about staff members. You don't want to talk about staff members by name. You don't want to talk about anything illegal if that's not obvious. You don't want to use words that can get you flagged. So sometimes, like for example, there's this famous blogger that has this, now this is kind of like a little far, but that has this blog called 5 Bullet Friday, and he literally just sends around 5 bullet points, right? Bullet points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I will shorten that. Adam likes to read that. So I will shorten, I'll never say 5 Bullet Friday to Adam. I will say the number 5 BF. Because I don't want bullet to be in my emails because I don't want that word to trigger a flag. Is that paranoid? Possibly. But like, I will also never say like, you know how your muscles, you could call them like guns. I will never call my muscles my guns, like, oh, he had his guns out, because Adam's got a gun crime. So I don't want to, and is that being a little bit overly cautious? Maybe, but there's other words that I could use, and they could read that and see, okay, it's fine, I'm going to let it through. But how many are you going to get flagged before they're like, well, let me hold those, let me put a permanent flag on that email? Somebody said, I'm going to chime in really quick. Thank you. I love you guys. Feel free and welcome to chime in. Don't say anything on jail phones. Big no. So don't say anything incriminating, yes, about your case, about somebody else's case. You want to keep it light. Also, personally, I don't get vulgar. I don't swear. Very, very infrequently will we swear or curse. It's just, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. People do it all the time and they don't get flagged. But for us, because we have one chance to get Adam out, it's just not the best look for us, you know? I wouldn't get into major fights and arguments and degrade each other over jail phones because people are watching. That would be like getting into an argument in public and screaming at each other in a restaurant. It's just not a good look for you. Does it happen? Yeah, it happens. Should it happen all the time? I would be careful. I wouldn't. You know, and same thing with phones. You don't want to mention people by name. You don't want to talk about anything illegal. You don't want to talk about drugs. You don't want to talk about so-and-so, what they did on the street. I know one time I had this crazy dream. This is early on when I didn't know much. I had this crazy dream about Adam escaping, for not thinking, because I didn't know. I went into detail all about this dream that I had, and it was a dream, but they could read it as a dream that I had. Just like I would never, here's a little story time. I was on the phone with Adam and I was like, oh, I guess you don't realize how close I moved off of the exit to the highway. And I was like, listen, we're going to be on the phone. It's not even going to be like 4 minutes. And he's like, oh, gotta go. And we weren't really too close at that point. And since I've moved, so it's not really that big of a deal, but he was like, made an excuse to get off the phone. And now all these years later, I realized like, he didn't want them to hear me being like, listen, it's only 4 minutes off the highway, this and that. Yes, is that paranoia and over the top? Yeah, but he was being cautious. Just like he never wanted me to mail him a map. Don't mail him maps on the inside. I don't want it. Why, you ask? If you're new here, you don't have a loved one who's in prison? Because of threat of escape, safety and security, that kind of thing. And maybe that's old school stuff, but I don't know. I don't talk about, you know, like there's something that went on YouTube that I wanted to tell him, but I can't because I won't bring it up over prison phones. Nothing crazy, but just something that I wanted to talk to him about, but I can't. So you just have to be really, really careful. We avoid using colors in our messages too, because if we use white, black, brown, it gets flagged because it could be drug related. Wow, I didn't know that. It all makes complete sense. Good. My wife comes home after what? After March 2020. Yay, that's exciting. Does anybody else have any other tips? One of the guys I still talk to who is getting out, and I call a mutual friend as ours, and your cousin. That's such an Italian thing. Everybody's our cousin. Greetings. Congrats, and thank you for sharing that hope and real story, Ariel. Yeah. Thank you for acknowledging it, Jody. Thank you, Ariel, for sharing it. Who else has anything that they advise not to talk about on the phone, on email, in letters? I filmed a Christmas video with Adam this morning. That's why I'm running errands in lashes, because I don't normally wear full makeup out at Target. I went to Walmart this morning. It was a mad house, and I would have never gone to Walmart or Target. Like, I try to avoid the stores holiday season. Like, I haven't been to the mall or anything like that this year, but I ordered a Wi-Fi extender. Remember I was talking about that? I got it, you guys. So, oh, right, good one. So I had to pick it up because I did cite to store, because it saved me like $6 on something that was $20 for picking it up versus having it delivered, paying for shipping. And then while I was here at Target, they're the ones that make my organic, chlorine-free feminine products that I like to use. I can't find them anywhere else. So while I was in the same shopping center, I was like, well, let me just get them. Target is a mad house. Okay, Ray said, excellent. Don't talk about somebody else's case. Don't talk about anybody's case. Well, I mean, I guess you could talk about your own case, but yes, do not talk about other people's cases. It's just not a good look. It's going to get you in trouble. Sorry, you know when your zipper like catches the fabric on the inside of the jacket? It's been doing that all day to me. Don't talk about other people's cases. Just not good for you. I think it's the weather interfering with your signal, not just where you are. Oh no, are you guys having problems again? Wait, what did Megan Landis say? Yeah, so Megan was the one that said, don't talk about anything at all. And then Scottish said, she's so spot on, just talk about family, dog, bills, boring stuff. Yeah, you don't want to talk about anything to happen if you get flagged, at least on core links. If you get flagged, so first of all, take about between an hour and 2 hours. We usually say an hour and a half, and when I'm trying to get something to him, I'll err on the side of caution. I'll be like, okay, if I send it now, he'll get it in box, and then he has to sit down. He has to actually go to the kiosk and get it. We don't know when that's going to be throughout the day. I don't know when that's going to be throughout the day. So I send a message, it goes through central, whatever it has to do, nothing gets flagged, takes like an hour and a half to 2 hours. A lot of people say when they use the Core Links app, it goes faster. I don't have that experience. I've had some go through within an hour, but usually it's an hour and a half. That's on a normal day. That's for anybody. If flagged, okay, just a simple flag, you will send an email. It has to go through monitoring, so that could take hours. And then if you send that email after, let's say, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it doesn't hit until 5 o'clock, you're not going to get that. They're not going to get that until the next day, because it needs to be monitored and read during business hours. Nobody's staying after work to read your emails. so he gets it on time. No one's doing you any favors. So if that email hits their inbox after they're gone for the day, and believe me, I'm sure it's like probably after 12 o'clock in the afternoon, because who's going out of their way to read your emails? Or if they're backed up, it's going to take a while. Now, if you send that on Friday after business hours, after normal business hours start, so it's still faster than post office mail. It's a pain in the butt, because normally without a flagged email, it's going through every couple of hours. Hour to 2 hours, let's say 2, just to err on the side of caution. It's a pain, and they can get charged, you guys. They can get thrown in the hole. Things can happen over things that we say in emails or over the phone. You don't want to be the one that gets them investigated. You don't want to be the reason they get thrown in a hole. Will it happen? Not usually. Can it happen? Yeah, especially when they're just looking for any excuse to throw somebody in the hole, which to you guys that don't have experience with prison life, that's solitary confinement. It's choppy again? Or am I just scrolled up to the top? Okay, oh, Lee, you're here. Sometimes you get messages that go through 15 minutes through JPay. I'm sorry, I was talking solely about Core Links, which is the federal emailing system. I don't have experience with JPay, so that's awesome that you can get them to go through in 15 minutes. Others know how JPay works. Maybe it's just something with their system when you send it. I know with JPay, sometimes the inmates don't get the actual email. They have to wait for it to be printed and given to them at mail call. I know some facilities used to do that. I just don't have any other experience. If you must, out of necessity, discuss his case, do so in broad terms always. Use allegations, unsubstantiated. Don't give the illusion of even possibly being guilty, even if they have already pled. Great information. Great advice. Lisa, smash that like button. Y'all, thank you for everyone for supporting Roe and Adam's cause. Thank you guys so much. Sure if the viewers know, but when we are on the inside, all of our ingoing and outgoing mail is read. We can't even seal the envelopes. They read it all, especially on third shift. Thank you for saying that, Joe. Oh, and you know what? Some of you guys are so sweet. Some people, after that water crisis video, I actually wound up pulling it down. I'm going to tell you why. You guys are awesome, but I had a whole bunch of you reaching out, trying to send Adam Brita filters and trying to send him water purification pills and trying to like raise hell with the warden. And I love you guys for it so much. But here's the thing. That could be a flag, and no matter what anybody at the facility tells you, if they tell you that you can send stuff in like that, they're lying. You're going to waste your money, or you're going to get the person that you're sending it to in trouble, especially if it's some sort of like a pill, because like a tablet, because then they're going to have to test that for drugs, and probably what they'll do is put them in the hole in the meantime. So I love your hearts. I love you guys so much. But if I make a video and I need you, if I ask, I will not shy away from asking you guys to do me favors. But if I make a video about something and I don't ask you to do something, I would really appreciate it. I know you guys, your hearts are in the right place, but please don't take upon yourselves to do things that, not just for me, for any other prison YouTuber. Remember, a lot of those people are out and they're off paper. I'm one of the few who has a loved one who's still inside. So we just need to be really super careful that we don't make any extra issues or any kind of waves for my loved one while he's inside. It's kind of already touchy that I make these videos. So I love you guys. Again, I love your hearts. But let's go back to what Joe said. Everything that they send out is monitored. Everything we send in physical wise is monitored. In the feds, the only thing that you're allowed to send in, despite what anybody tells you, they could be messing with you if they tell you could send anything else. 100%, you guys, take it from somebody whose loved one has been down for 20 years. Take it from Joe, who has been there. He will tell you guys if I'm right or wrong. The only thing we can send is letters and pictures. That's it. Letters have to, now, it used to be cards. Your facility, and this is to be that you could send cards. We can't anymore. We can send through the publisher. We can send books and magazines. We can't physically send those ourselves. They have to go through the publisher. So where I go now, it has to only be Barnes & Noble. It used to be Amazon or Borders, maybe. Borders or Barnes & Noble, something like that. That's my specific facility. You have to look at what works for you. Now, certain states can actually get packages. I know New York does packages, a lot of packages, but holiday packages, not in the feds, nothing. You cannot send anything. The only thing, again, you can send is letters and pictures. So for gifts, I could do a whole separate video on gifts that I can send, but basically it's books through the publisher, magazine subscriptions, newspaper subscriptions, money on his books, not physical money, money on his books. I saw somebody on my video the other day say, what do you mean they use old stamps? They can't use old stamps. They have to use real stamps, new stamps. So make sure you send them a lot of that. Guys, no. In the feds, I cannot send him stamps. I can't. I have to send him just paper. And the paper has to be white. And the envelope has to be white. And the ink on there has to be black or blue. No crayon, no marker, no colored pencil, no pretty little gel glitter pens. Nothing. I lost my comments, by the way. Sometimes you sit so still while reading that I can't tell if it froze, then you blink. That's hysterical. General information on transfers. I'm so scared my loved one will be gone for months with no communication. Okay, Tanya, I made a video in my car this exact time last year. I think it was early December last year, called something about all about transfers. Just go look back on my channel because nothing has changed. But I could do a new video. Okay, great one. My wife has a tablet inside. She can read directly from her bunk. Yes, a lot of state facilities have tablets through stuff right from there. Correct me if I'm wrong, because in the feds, they don't have tablets yet, at least where my husband is. I think they were slowly trying to start to bring them into some facilities. But can they do school and can they do their emails right on their tablets? Let me know. Maybe I'll do an interview with somebody who has tablets. 57 watching. Can we get some more likes? The likes help Rose channel get recognized on YouTube. Thanks, Lee. Yeah, we have 56 and 32 likes. Can we get to at least 50 likes? That's what I'm saying, Lee. Let's get those likes. Thank you on Rose video. They can lock you up in solitary confinement pending investigation, no matter how innocent it's meant. Thanks, Joe. Just for backing me on saying, like, people that are so sweet and trying to send. And oh, by the way, the water crisis is resolved, so everything's back to normal. I probably should have said that first. Lee said Lee has also done time in prison. His road to prison, you guys, with the blue wrench. He said, please listen to Roe. The administration can and would give Adam a very hard time. The admin does not want support for the inmates from the world. All the love is so Adam. Hey, G-Man. Institutional Christmas sucks dog farts. Yes, it does. Camp, we expect it to change because there's a ton of spice coming in. Oh, that's terrible. Joe, you know what, Joe? I need to give you a wrench. I don't know why I never gave you one. There we go. Now Joe has a wrench. Like, and I'm just trying to educate everybody. I don't want to come across, and I hope I'm not coming across as being ungrateful or insensitive or anything like that. I just want to teach you, because I know that's why people who don't have loved ones who are incarcerated are here, because a lot of people tell me you feel called to help. So I just want to educate you, because I didn't know in the beginning either. One time I said that I was going to, I had no idea because I was so green and new. Adam was scheduled to get surgery on his knee that he never got, but I made that video a long time ago. You can go back and watch it. Something about his ACL or surgery in prison. You'll see. But I was like, I'm going to come to the hospital even if I can't see you. I'm going to make sure that I'm downstairs just so you have a loved one there. And he was so nice. But that first time he was very firm with me and said, do not. Because here's the thing, our hearts are in the right places, but I could have gotten him an escape charge, you guys. I could have gotten myself arrested for trying to help him escape. Was I trying to help him escape? No. Was he trying to escape? Absolutely not. They don't care. I'm a threat to safety and security. So I've had people on Strong Prison Wives and Families throughout the years come in and say, I don't care. We had somebody do this just recently. I don't care. I'm going to find where he is. I'm going to find the hospital. She did. She was followed, and she's very lucky she did not get shot, and she did not leave in handcuffs. They don't play. Here's another story. I was going to save this for like a filmed video, but we're here. We might as well. And this isn't about sending stuff in, but I guess this is turning into a safety and security video, which is great because you guys need to know. Where Adam is, you go into the front door, and then you go right immediately to your left is a little room where they process people. So, and that room is all windowed, and it was a pretty full day that day. And there was a couple that was kind of getting antsy. It was their first time there. They were probably like in their 50s or 60s. And the woman was sitting on the couch, and the man walks outside because there's a back door that you can get out. You can't get in. So you can get out to go to the parking lot, but you can't get back in that door unless somebody like will let each other in, the visitors, because it's just to get into that visit processing room. And then out that door is a path that either goes up the front to the parking lot, or you walk up a path and that's leading you towards the housing units and like the other side of the yard, right? So the man, her husband, is walking up there, all right? And that's where the perimeter cops drive around. Perimeter cops have actual guns, is what someone correct me if I'm wrong if you've been inside, but I'm pretty sure that the cops that drive around the perimeter have actual real guns with real bullets. So just to add a little bit more spice to this story, the man was wearing a bright orange shirt, the exact same color of the jumpsuit that the guys wear when they're in the hole. So now I'm there and I'm assessing the situation. He's walking up towards the housing units on this path where the perimeter cop drives, clueless. And I'm this close to being like, go get your husband, he's gonna get shot, literally. And I'm not making that up, and that's not me being overly paranoid or anything like that. And just as I was about to say something to her, like, and I'm trying in my head to figure out how to nicely say this without freaking her out, make her cause a scene, I'm like, what am I going to say? What do I say? Do I say anything? What do I say? Okay, figure this out, Ro. Like, go get your husband. He shouldn't be up there. That's the same color they wear. He starts walking back, and he's coming towards us. So I was like, I didn't have to say anything. I get processed. I go in there that day. I'm like, and I said to Adam when he comes out, I'm like, do you see that guy over there in the orange t-shirt? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, he scared the crap out of me. I'm like, he started to walk up that path towards the housing units. I said, he goes, holy crap, he could have gotten himself shot. I'm like, see, you taught me well. It's just those kind of things that those of us have been doing for so long that we know now. That's why I'm passing this along to you guys. They don't play. And in their defense, that's safety and security. Walking outside that's wearing, sorry, my phone's ringing. I shut off my notifications. They see somebody walking outside that's wearing the exact same color of the guys that are in solitary confinement in an area where visitors are not authorized to go. You got to be safe. You got to be smart. Ariel said, I know someone had beef with someone. They sent mail that quickly went off the ion scanner, and he was sent to the... People mess with people's lives for the fun of it. I'm glad you said that. So Adam, a lot of times, not now, I have to kind of have this conversation with him again, but he won't accept mail from people that he doesn't know, usually. It's different now, like with YouTube and stuff, but... usually like Joe, perfect example, because he's done time, reached out to me. He said, hey, I want to send Adam a letter. Can you tell him that it's coming and to look out for this name? Because Joe has been there. He knows that people set each other up. Adam has told me there have been plenty of times, not recently, you guys, but that he'll get called for a mail call and he doesn't recognize the name and he's like, I don't want it. I don't know, take it back. I didn't ask for that, because of what Ariel just said. Only in certain states, Ro. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Is that for tablets? Ray says, it was my girl's birthday last week. I had a pair of Adidas and a card sitting on her bed. I was so excited and she was beyond surprised. I was so scared it wouldn't happen, but we pulled it off. Yeah, so there's ways that you could work with, people on the inside. So I guess I'll tell a story from my perspective, because I know what Ray is talking about. One of my best friends, I met her at Visit, and we just became really close. We started roommating together. Oh my God, sharing the hotel rooms. And she told me one year, hey, can you do me a favor and have Adam I'm going to give you some money to give to Adam and he buy my boyfriend the powdered donuts that he loves off of the commissary. Are they supposed to be doing that? No. I'm kind of hesitating even finishing that story. Actually, it never even wound up happening because they didn't have the powdered donut. And they didn't live together anymore. That guy moved. But something like that, she worked it out that she surprised her honey on the inside. So there's ways that you can go about doing it. You just have to be careful. Okay, so 70 people on and 42 likes. So can everybody do me a favor and hit that thumbs up and also subscribe if you're not already, because we are so close to 10K. We're gonna have a big party. I don't know what I'm gonna do for 10K, but we're doing something. Oh, and by the way, the cup drive where we gave away 3 cups for sharing Adam's video that we're celebrating when we hit 7,500. We just waited because of that. Is I think we're announcing the winners on the 15th, which is what, Monday? In my state, they have tablets, but cannot do emails on them. Thank you. I feel for folks inside at this time of year. Yes, me too. Yes, you can do schooling, you can listen to the radio, download music, email, receive pictures. That's awesome. That's on the tablets in Fractuals. Am I saying your name right? Fractuals Girls Facility. How do you like a live video? Lee, are you still here? I know you have to like X out of the live chat, hit the thumbs up button. I think it's over on the right somewhere. Somebody needs to help me because I don't know. And then you come back and you turn the live chat on. But somebody in the comments who knows, can you please let oh my God, guys, I can't speak. Tanya, is that how you say your name? Know how to do that? Oh, somebody already beat me to it. I'm on the phone bill. I'm the phone bill girl who's been binging your videos nonstop to educate myself. Thank you for everything you do. Oh, you're welcome, Nikita. Did you ever figure out what was going on with the phone bill? And anybody here, has anybody heard about the facility needing you to send in a phone bill for them to set you up to receive calls? I've never heard of that, and I just feel like something's shady with that. So does anybody have experience with that? If you do, let us know in the comments. I always hit that thumbs up as soon as I see my peeps got more content out. Yay! I'm just supportive of everyone out there doing their thing. Thank you, Tracy. Can you say hi to Samira? Okay, I hope I'm saying this right. Hi to Samira, Shug, and Shaden. Did I say that right? Samira, Shug, Shaden. Shout out to all of you. Not insensitive at all. You're only providing information that the viewers are unaware of. We all have to learn. Thank you, Lee. My love is home and the adjustment is kind of weird, but I love that, man. If you want to do an interview with me about that adjustment, I would absolutely love it. I'm doing my interviews a little bit differently recently because my house is full of children with a 4-year-old there right now, which is so exciting. But you're going to hear him in the back of the video that I shot with Adam today because he's just a 4-year-old with a lot of energy and adorable. So if you want to email me row at strongprisonwivesandfamilies.com. If not, no big deal. But I just think that that adjustment period is something that we all can learn from. I know, Heather, if you want to do it too, that would be awesome. Ro, you're amazing for doing this. Thanks, G-Man. For the loved ones in the street, if you participate in calls on a cell from prison, your loved one can be charged with escape and not come home as expected. Just a little FYI. Wow, I didn't know that. I knew they could get more time. I didn't know that's also an escape charge. That is so scary. Is that in a certain state, Lee? Okay, so Joe said yes. They don't play. Get that links up for my B-row. If I wasn't off the day he went to see his mom the last time, I would have had to take the day off because my job was down the street from the funeral home. Oh, Lisa. Why she doesn't read the comments. The audio just went wonky. Oh no. Are you guys having trouble hearing me or is that old? How much coffee have you had today? Was it speeding up my voice or was it me actually talking fast? Please slap that like button and thank you. Hey, Jess. I dare anybody to rewatch in double time later on. What happened? Oh no. Thank you so much, man, for the 279 Canadian. Do meet up for your Jersey. Ooh, maybe I will. Virginia and Louisiana have tablets soon or something. That's awesome. Jess, she said 9.91. Oh, hit 10K already. This is a slow ass grind, isn't it? It's been a slow grind, but we're going to get there. Hey, everyone. How will you celebrate Christmas? Good question. During the holidays, because he always told me that he'd rather, if he can't spend the holiday with me and with our family, he doesn't want to take me away from my family. And he says Christmas is no place to, I mean, prison is no place to spend Christmas or any holiday. So he really prefers me not to go, which I never have. But even if I wanted to go, I can't. Or the families that want to go can't this year because they took all holiday visits away. You can only go on scheduled visit days, which there are just Saturday and Sunday. Friday if your loved one's in the hole. So Christmas Eve, because I'm Italian, there's this Italian tradition where you eat 7 different kinds of fish on Christmas Eve, which was real difficult when I was vegan, but I eat fish and seafood now. So my sister always hosts Christmas Eve. It's her thing. I think what we're going to do is, it's so much food. It's like disgusting because it's 2 days of full eating. So I think she's going to order paella. So I think we're just going to do that. That's when we do the presents for the kids, stand up for the kids, all that stuff. And then Christmas Day is going to be at my father's house because my mom always hosted Christmas Day. That was her thing. Open door policy. All of the neighbors came over. All of the family came over. Started early afternoon, went through the night. My neighbors down the street would go home and come back. It was amazing. So to honor my mom, because it's the first year that she's not here for the holidays, we are going to do Christmas at my dad's one last time before he sells the house. So it's going to be so fun. It's going to be fun. Thank God Thanksgiving nobody's been really overly emotional about it. So hopefully it stays like that. Like I said before, I have a 4-year-old living with me right now. So my brother is in the process of moving and their house closed funky and then they have to get floors put in. So they're staying with us. They literally just moved in today and they will be with us through Christmas. And I think it's just, I feel like my mom, first of all, they closed on her birthday. So hello. Did she not have some sort of divine intervention on that? But I think also kind of like worked it out because that's going to bring, there's so much joy when kids are involved. So I think it's going to really just help my dad having the kids there. So that's what we're going to do. I think it's going to be great. We got the tree. My dad picked out the tree yesterday, brought it in the basement because it's pouring out. And then once it lets up a little bit, he's going to put the stand on it because he has to drill the holes. They have like a really old school stand. And I wanted to get a new stand so I could just do it myself. But why am I going to do that if we're moving? So he's going to do that and he does the lights. And then me and the kids will make a day, like make something out of decorating it. I'm in the process of sending my phone bill in. So this is like a thing that I didn't know about. Wow. Tap the X in the top right, chat clears out, see the thumbs up, hit it, tap live chat, and you'll be back in with the stream. That's how you like. So I'd really appreciate, we're up to 57. That's awesome, you guys. Okay, so your loved one in Louisiana uses Securus. Cool. I had them turn away my pictures to be too dirty. Ooh, then went to visit and asked why they were sent back. The guards couldn't even look at me. Oh my God, Ariel, she's up in Canada too. So those are to be real dirty, girl. Some places do that with phone bills. That's so interesting. I can really appreciate videos like this. I'm only 6 months in and there is so much I don't know. Thank you, Ro. You're welcome, sweetheart. You made a live. Hey, Nicole. I can't wait until you're texting me about how weird Adam is to live with. I'm gonna be like, come take him. Please come take him. I'm dropping him off. I hope Adam is doing good and I hope your day is going well. So I spoke to Adam last night and he was frustrated beyond belief. And it just happens. It's part of it. Things are getting tough there. He did not want to be there for the holidays this year. It is what it is. He's stuck there right now. We're waiting. There's nothing we can do. So I told him, I was like, I said, so many people commented on our video today because I told him it was the one, we filmed that spooky one or whatever, the one, like the scariest experience that he had in prison weeks ago. But all the legal stuff came up in between, and then I saw it was Friday the 13th, and I was like, well, that kind of fits. Friday the 13th, spooky, scary. So I waited and I posted it then, and it was perfect because when we were on the phone, I was telling him that, and I said, people always say my face changes and lights up when you're on the phone with me. I was like, and it's so embarrassing because I'm a babe girl, and that's not supposed to happen. I didn't tell him that part, but his whole entire mood shifted like that. So I love you guys. Thank you. And I spoke to him this morning once. Thank God for the extra minutes in November and December. They're so helpful. And we did a call for Christmas that's going to post on Christmas Day. It's about his favorite Christmas ever. And it just so happened to be inside. Very sweet. And he was in such a much better mood, which is good. Jess, please text Ro later and make sure she sends you my message about something I found on you. I never got that message. Did you just send it while I'm on live? From what I've learned from talking with others who have loved ones in Florida, they require you to send in the phone bill. Okay. Oh, I was like, oh, okay. The other girl was in Florida. Nope, that's you. G-Man, you're out of here. Have a good day. Is it possible to get a room for a night for the prisoner and his wife in Germany? That's possible. How do we get transferred to Germany? It's possible in some states. So they have this thing called extended family visits, which used to be called conjugal visits, and only I think 4 or 5 states, maybe 6 max states get them. I know California is one. I think New York is one. A few states have them, and they get like little trailers. They live in little apartments for the weekend. I think it's like every 90-ish days. I know they get them up in Canada as well. I had a friend who did that, and she said it was kind of like an apartment. She said, think about like a really nasty apartment in the projects. That's the type of apartment that you're moving into for the weekend. But she's like, I would take it in a heartbeat over not getting them. She was going to do a video with me for this channel all about those visits because I want to learn. Like, it's amazing. She's just got an overwhelmingly busy. She had a family tragedy and it's been hard for her. So if anybody here gets extended family visits and you want to do a video with me, I would love it. If not, we'll just wait for her. Hers are in California. Thank you to all for supporting Ro's channel and her mission to be reunited with Adam while changing excessive sentencing. Thanks, Lee. Do you have an open relationship? How have you stayed sane for 20 years? Good question. So I do not have an open relationship. I just am not the type that needs that. If I wanted to, I probably could have that conversation with Adam. He always told me in the very beginning, no expectations. I have no expectations. Whatever you need to do to stay sane. I've just chosen to not, because even when I met guys after, like over the past few years that have been interested, it's not Adam, so I just never really pursued it because it's something would always be lacking, but I do not judge. And here's something that I want to pass along to everybody. Every relationship, inside, outside, is different. So the fact of the matter is you have to be honest. As long as you're honest with your significant other, then you could figure out what works for you in your relationship. Some couples, prison couples, say, be open, do whatever you want with whoever you want. I just don't want to know. There. But if they say, I just don't want to know, and they ask you, remind them you didn't want to know. Because I have had a friend who he didn't want to know, and then years later he asked, She was honest, and then he stopped trusting her, wanted to break up with her, but you told me you didn't want to know, and they worked through it. But the thing is, define your bound, talk through it, figure out what works for you guys. There is no right or wrong. The only wrong is when you start being dishonest. That's going to start causing wrong. But if you're honest and you come to a compromise that works for both of you, that's a mature relationship, then proceed however you want to. Set your boundaries and do it, and live within the boundaries, whatever they are. Your boundaries might be a free-for-all. Do whatever you want, and I want to hear all about it. I also knew people who their boundaries were she could only be with a woman. And if that worked for them, that worked for them. But Adam and I are, no, I don't. And I'm okay with that. I mean, it's just, for me, it's kind of like being on a diet, okay? Crazy analogy. But when you first stop eating sugar, you crave it all the time. After going for 4 or 5 months, you haven't had it in so long, you lose the taste for it, kind of. It's a crap analogy, but it's kind of like anything else in life. The longer you go without it, it's weird, like the less you miss it. It's just like when you go to visit after 6 months and you see him, you miss him more 2 or 3 days after leaving visit in that first week than you do 6 weeks down the road. I don't know, that's my analogy for it. I'm new to this life. Thanks for your videos. They're really helpful for me. You're welcome, Robin. I admire how you handle things, especially the loss of a mother. Oh, thank you, sweetie. When you have phone calls, how much is it per minute? Actually, I have no idea because he just purchases them like half in a chunk, half in a chunk. I'll find out though. I have a video back on my channel actually where I have literally everything that costs, that he spends money on, how much everything costs inside a federal prison. I'm talking from phone, emails, commissary, all the way to extras like haircuts, personal training, hiring somebody to do your laundry, hiring somebody to iron for you. Those aren't things you have to do, but he literally sent me an itemized list of everything. So it's way back on my channel from, I think, summer 2018. And I still see it pops up, like YouTube still serves that video to a lot of people because I still get tons of comments on that video. It's called something like how much money does an inmate really need, something like that. That'll help you. It talks about the costs of phones, emails, everything. If Adam gets out, will you continue with YouTube? Absolutely. We just said that today. I think it's going to be like, this is just the beginning. I sent my wife a naked photo of me and I just Photoshop a banana. It makes it through. That's amazing. How do you help him through the holidays? This is my first without Kelsey. Oh, I'm so sorry, girl. I just try to stay strong. You know, it's, for me, I'm used to it now, but I always try not to be Debbie Downer. I always try to be like, I miss you so much, because I feel like that just brings them down. So I have a video posting. I don't know when it's going to post. I might post it tomorrow, or I'm going to post it sometime before Christmas. I didn't make it, actually. Lisanne and JoJo, 2 of our volunteers at Strong Prison Wives and Families, just so happened to be together. Like, JoJo was going to visit a friend. She's from Arizona. She was going to visit a friend in South Carolina who just so happened to be like 10 minutes from Lisanne. So they were hanging out together for a few days while JoJo's friend was at work. And I was like, FOMO. If I can't be there, at least make a video for me. And they made a video all about exactly that. So look out for that. It's coming next week, and I think that'll help you. I want to do fractionals idea, but it's not going to go in. But I would do it with like coconuts. My husband is being released in January, but he has to go directly to the halfway house. I'm driving 7 hours to get him and driving the 7 hours back just to drop him off at the halfway house. Girl, I would do the same thing. I don't judge that. I would do it in a heartbeat. It did get flagged the first time, then it was released. That's hysterical. Where is she? I can't believe they let that through. Autocorrect is so annoying. My phone, oh my God, you should see the text I send people. It's so embarrassing. I told you guys about my voice to text that I sent right the other day when I was like, you dummy, to my friend because I was yelling at the car in front of me. And I didn't realize that, no, I said, you dumb, which is hysterical because I don't think I've ever called anybody a dumb in the car before. I've used very vulgar words, usually because Jersey driver. Hashtag Jersey driver, all I need to say. Your wife is in Washington. Oh, you get conjugal visits. That's amazing. Yeah, they don't call it conjugal visits. You're right. They call it extended family visits or extended stay. And when I first started doing this, I got my ass handed to me because I would say conjugal visits all the time. And I had women coming after me like, don't call them that. They're family visits. And I'm like, geez, it's semantics. It's freaking words. Who cares? But then the longer you become experienced in this, you realize you hold so closely to your heart the things that you do get. And anything that would threaten to get that ripped away, you're so passionate about. So the reason they were so passionate about it is because saying conjugal visits, in their opinion, was diminishing it to just sex. And it's not just sex. It's literally family visits where the kids can go and spend time a weekend with their mom or their dad, whoever the prisoner is, and it's just so much of a taste, more of a taste of normalcy for them, that it was so scary for that potential to be ripped away from them. So I get it. So I guess maybe a lesson out of that is when you see things online, not even just about prison, just take a couple, before you want to lash back out, I mean, unless it's direct hate and you can tell, or directly a troll and you can tell, just take a step back and think, okay, wait, where am I reading this funny? How could I be reading this wrong? How can I read this in a positive way? And I guarantee that you're not seeing something, probably. Oh my God, we've been on for almost an hour, geez. My friend who's in Florida has gotten countless emails from journalists asking if they can write a book on her story or just interview her, and she refused, seeing that she's got life. Okay, that's a great one for me to touch on. And then I think I'm going to go. Just be careful. I've gotten tons of requests for, throughout. I think we get like 5 or 6 a day for TV shows, for books, for interviews. Just do your research on who's doing them. So I just got one for a book, and I apologize if the person's on here, and I do not mean this in any way offensively. It's just one that did not align with me and Adam. But I asked, the very first question I asked was, you're writing a book on prison. Have you done time in prison? And the answer was no. Well, then my answer is no, I don't want to be involved in that, because I don't want to put anything out there in theory. I don't want to, I need somebody with skin in the game for me to trust that it's going to come out the way that I want it to come out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be involved with somebody writing a book about prison who hasn't done time in prison or had a loved one in prison, because then I think you're just kind of like a little bit exploiting us, and you're writing on a topic, you're just trying to capitalize and make money off of us, just like everybody freaking else who's exploiting us, like the phone companies and the commissary and the vending companies, and everybody else who we pay so much money to because our loved ones are in prison. You're trying to make money off of our hardships. Dumb, I know. Who says that? I just looked up the cost. Federal is 6 cents a minute, local, 21 cents a minute long distance. Wow. When you were inside, I think this is what you're saying. Calls were 89 cents, $1.18 per call, but my Cali calls are $7 for 15 minutes. Wow. How about we call the visits family building time? I love that. Question. Can you do video visits with Adam? My friend is in federal camp in West Virginia, and they don't offer that. We don't have it either. I'm not pushing for it, though. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of places are trying to exchange in-person visits with video visits. So I think a lot of it is smoking mirrors, and they're saying, oh yeah, video visits are going to be the best thing. They're not. A lot of places implementing. Originally, I was like, that's amazing. They will, and a lot of places are, but some places, they're trying to say it's amazing. You can get visits if you can't go to the facility. Now, a lot of facilities are saying, you have to drive to the facility. You have to go to a kiosk in their facility, do a video visit, never see him, no contact, and then leave. I'm sorry, what's the point of that? What's the point of that? I get the reason, like, if grandma is 95 years old and wants to see him, or wifey is disabled or doesn't have a car or whatever, and they are going to do a video visit from their home, like Skype, you got it. Or even 6 hours away. And I can only go once a month, and supplementing those times in between. But what's the point the other way? Huh? It serves, oh, okay. One is GTL, Securious, that's, okay, those are the companies. Literally lost you, and you're answering my questions about the video visits. It's hysterical. I never want to be stuck with only video visits. No way. Absolutely. Oh God, that's crazy. They shouldn't do that. Yeah. So Adam was saying that the other day, and he's like, I wouldn't let you come. He's like, I'd tell you not to come. And he's like, you wouldn't come back. And I'm like, yes, I would. I was like, you know, I would. He was like, I was like, if that was my only option to see you, it freaking sucks. But I'd take the day off of work. I'd drive the 6 hours. I would drive to the facility. I'd put on my makeup. I'd do my hair. I'd get dressed cute. I'd drive to the facility so I could see you on video. I would cry the whole way home that all that happened. And then I would drive home. Like, it's just, if it was the only option we had, and he was like, oh. Fight video visits, keep in-person visits. There are new maximum security facilities that use the philosophy of no contact or communication. Yes, I agree, Ro. Video visits should only apply for those who cannot make it to the facility. Yeah, or like my friend Joe, her husband's out in Oregon, and they do both. They supplement, and that's what they should be. Supplement when you can't go in person. So, and they charge you an arm and a leg for them. I think it's $8 for a couple minutes, and half the time it works, half the time it doesn't work, but you don't get your money back. Half the time you sign up and they can't connect. But I would still go for that as long as they preserved my in-person contact visits. Nothing beats physical in-person visits. People need that. Absolutely. No contact is just going to make violence and aggression worse in prison. Absolutely. And not only is that theory, that is scientifically proven fact. So I think I'm going to go, you guys. And maybe I'll come back tomorrow and do another live. I don't know. But I love you. I hope that this helped answer your questions. The slow implementation of removing in-person prisons will become the norm. Do not allow them. You are so right. You're absolutely right. As soon as there's anything out there that's fighting it or anything like that, I will keep you guys posted, of course. I will pass along the information. Oh, Taylor. Hey, girl. I was like, D2T, I don't get it. Oh, I get it. Hey, girl, I'm glad you're here. All right, you guys, keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey, because you're one day closer. Wait, Taylor, put your Instagram handle so everybody can go follow you. It's dedicated to the incarcerated, but I never spell it right. So everybody go follow Taylor. She has the best, a really good prison Instagram following. Prison wife Instagram following. Okay, one more time. You guys keep staying strong. There it is. Keep loving strong. Keep supporting one another through this journey, because you're one day closer to it all being behind you. Lots of love from my heart to yours. I will see you, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, in the next one. Make sure you go follow Dedicated, the number 2, the Incarcerated on Instagram. That is Taylor, and she runs a really good page there. I love you guys. Bye.